Hi there, it's Monday, July 29th, and time for Proverbs 29. Let's jump over there and see what Hezekiah's men have copied this time, right? Most of these are getting very familiar with me now by, been through it 11 times. Verse 1. One who becomes stiff-necked after many reprimands will be shattered instantly beyond recovery. Yeah. We know somebody that never learns. When the righteous flourish, people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, people groan. What's going on right now, isn't it? Lots of people groaning and protesting all over the world. 3. A man who loves wisdom brings joy to his father, but one who consorts with prostitutes destroys his wealth. Well, that's true, I guess. We're going to leave that one alone, right? By justice, a king brings stability to a land, but a man who demands contributions demolishes it. Bribes. Contributions usually refers to offerings in worship. Offerings in worship. Offerings in worship wouldn't be like a king, but a man. This is not a king, a man who demands contributions. That's some of these mega churches today demanding contributions. We're not going to leave that one alone too. 5. A man who flatters his neighbor spreads a net for his feet. All right. Be nice to your neighbor, and I think that's a good thing. Okay. Be nice to your neighbors. You may need them one day. An evil man is caught by sin, but the righteous one sings and rejoices. Right? Follow the Lord. Follow the Lord and be righteous. Verse 7. The righteous person knows the rights of the poor, but the wicked one does not understand these concerns. Now, that's important. Okay? That's important. If there's somebody that just doesn't care, well, why don't they do something? Why are they just sitting there? It's not my concern. Yeah. Oh boy. Just remind you of something from 2020, 4 years ago. Mockers inflame a city, but the wise turn away anger. Now, what does that tell you? All these people were setting entire cities on fire, but the wise turn away anger. Does that tell you maybe there were no wise people running those cities? Just a question. I'm not accusing anything. Just amazing this was written 1,000 years ago, huh? 3,000 years ago. If a wise man goes to court with a fool, there will be ranting and raving, but no solution, or no rest, or no resolution. I didn't say solution. Right. All right, and they've made TV shows out of this now. Oh man, people love gossip so much they have to watch it on TV, like somebody else's court cases. This person called this person's dog ugly, and this person wants restitution for that. Just stupid stuff. But people eat it up, huh? Verse 10, bloodthirsty men hate an honest person, but the upright care about him. Okay? You like honest people? I like honest people. 11. A fool gives full vent to his anger, but a wise man holds it back. Okay. We all get angry sometimes. Okay? Some more than other, I used to have a problem with anger. Just nothing was fair, You have to get to the root of the anger, okay? The root of my anger was fear, and I was always afraid of something, so I got angry and lashed out at things. God can fix that, okay? It's still a work in progress, but God can fix that. You're trying to be wise, okay? One of the reasons to keep wise is so you can hold your anger back. There you go. If a ruler listens to lies, all his officials will be wicked. Yeah. That's kind of going on in certain parts of the world, huh? 13. The poor and the oppressor have this in common. The Lord gives light to the eyes of both. 14. A king who judges the poor with fairness, his throne will be established forever. Right? There are no kings anymore, huh? So maybe there were no fairness around. 15. A rod of correction imparts wisdom, but a youth left to himself is a disgrace to his mother. Right? You know, a lot of these protester out there were probably kids that were not disciplined when they were young. Right? And by discipline, that includes spanking. It includes it. That teaches them, takes the foolishness out of them, right? We'll highlight that just because it stands out, right? Okay. When the wicked increase, rebellion increases, but the righteous will see their downfall. We're all waiting for that, aren't we? We are waiting for that. 17. Discipline your son, and it will bring you peace of mind and give you delight. See what I was just saying? Discipline your kids. You have to drive the evil and the foolishness out of them. Sometimes, and you can't always be done by words. 18. Without revelation, people run wild. Revelation, vision. Right, without a vision, people run wild. But one who listens to instruction will be happy. Right? Follow the rules. Yeah? A slave cannot be disciplined by words. Though he understands, he doesn't respond. Cool. Well, we don't have slaves, but slaves are like little kids. You had to beat them to teach them, I guess. 20. Do you see a man who speaks too soon? There's more hope for a fool than for him. No. 20. Speaks without thinking. Okay, that's what the other versions say. Do you see a man who speaks without thinking? There's more hope for a fool than for him. Now, a lot of people will blurt out stuff without thinking first. It happens all the time, and it gets them in trouble. Okay? Keep your mouth shut. Okay? Rule number 1 in Proverbs, keep your mouth shut. A slave pampered from his youth will become arrogant later on. That's right. Obscure. 22. Or a child pampered from youth will become arrogant later on. All right. 22. An angry man stirs up conflict, and a hot-tempered man increases rebellion. All right. You notice that in front of all these, the true protest groups, not the paid protesters. There are so many protest groups now that are paid and carry professional signs, and they're hauled in on buses a couple blocks away, and then they all go marching up there. True. I mean, if you go in some parts of like France and England and places where they are truly rebelling, there's always one person at the lead driving them on, screaming the loudest, holding the megaphone, right? And he's always angry, very angry at what's happening. Sometimes it's righteous anger, and sometimes it's not. That's what an angry man stirs up conflict and increases rebellion. 23. A person's pride will humble him, but a humble spirit will gain honor. Right. That's a good one. That's a good one. You've seen some brag and they know so much and I'm so much better. They are going to get knocked off their high horse, because no matter who you are, no matter how much you know, there's always somebody in the world that knows more than you do. Always, every time, never fails. Right? If you're humble, they'll build you up. But if you're all full of that, somebody's going to come along and knock you down. Every time. Hey, 24. To be a thief's partner is to hate oneself. He hears the curse but will not testify. When a call for witnesses was made public, anyone with information who did not submit his testimony was under a curse. Right. So, if a thief was caught and his partners won't rat on him, let's say, or testify against him, there was a curse on them. And they believed very strongly in curses back in those days. You did not want to be cursed. And they heard the curse but won't testify against it, which means you hate yourself. Bring a curse upon yourself, right? 25. The fear of man is a snare, but the one who trusts in the Lord is protected. Fear of man, right? Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. You should not fear man, because he that is in me is greater than he that is in the world. Okay? The one who trusts in the Lord is protected. Right? That's a good one. I'll highlight that. What's this note? Raised high. Right? 26. Many seek a ruler's favor, but a man receives justice from the Lord. You got that? And 27. An unjust man is detestable to the righteous, and one whose way is upright is detestable to the wicked. All right? That is a very true statement. An unjust man is detestable to the righteous, and the one whose way is upright is detestable to the wicked, or the unjust man. Okay, the good people don't like the bad people. Okay, and sometimes we feel sorry for them, and sometimes we pray for them. That they're detestable to us, and we are detestable to them. It's simple. There you go. That's 29. Let's go over our highlights real quick. And this is a simple statement. When the righteous flourish, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, people groan. Lots of groaning going on all over the world now. Okay. It always amazes me how such a small group of people, in this country, it's like, less than 1,000 people, actual, Congress, since this is 534, but if you count all the judges, there's a couple thousand there, in the judicial branch of our government, and there's a lot of crooked ones in there. All right? And they have the final say on everything, and if they are crooked or paid off by somebody, they will rule, and the people groan. this country has like 350 million people in it, and we are run by just a couple thousand. Tell you what you can do. And that's where, in some countries, that's where rebellion comes from. People realize we outnumber them 1,000 to 1. And we have that at 4, part of 4. By justice, a king brings stability to the land. But a man, not the king, a man who demands contributions demolishes it. Or offerings in worship. It's usually what this means. Okay? If a man, a pastor is a man, is demanding money, contributions, he will destroy the stability of a land. Interesting, huh? Okay. We highlighted 7. The righteous person knows the rights of the poor, but the wicked one does not understand these concerns. Here's somebody who has absolutely no concern for the poor. Okay? It's just, and thinks of them as garbage or somebody lower than they are. It's a statement. They don't understand it. And 8. We talked about this already. Mockers inflame a city, but the wise turn away anger. Right. Mockers inflame a city. We've seen that firsthand ourselves, haven't we? A fool gives full vent to his anger, but a wise man holds it back in check. Holds it in check. What's that say over here? Quietly holds it back. Or keeps himself under control, right? Can you be angry and keep yourself under control? Quietly under control? Which is what the other versions say. And 15, a rod of correction imparts wisdom, but a youth left to himself is a disgrace to his mother. Or sent away. Right. You have to drive the foolishness out of your kids. And words don't always do it. Okay? Words don't always do it. Okay, we highlighted 23. A person's pride will humble him, but a humble spirit will gain honor. And we talked about that too. He said, but is so prideful, wise in their own eyes, the other one say. He will be humble because there's always somebody that knows more than you do. No matter who you are, there's somebody that knows more than you do. Okay. But if you're humble and you keep your mouth shut, you'll gain honor. You'll be built up. Humbleness is one of the other key things in Proverbs, to be humble. Follow the Lord, be humble, keep your mouth shut. 25. The fear of man is a snare, but the one who trusts in the Lord is protected. It's a trap. You fear men, you are trapped. When you realize that they can do nothing to you, they could kill your body, but they can't take your life, your soul. They can't do that. The Lord is stronger than that. If you trust in the Lord, you are protected. It's that simple. And 27. An unjust man is detestable to the righteous, and one whose way is upright is detestable to the wicked. All right, just a statement. Okay. Okay. If you're righteous, we don't like unjust. We can't stand unjust people like these judges. A judge is supposed to be right down the middle and rule solely on the rule of law and what the law says somebody either did or didn't do. But when they get paid off by one side or the other and they start, their judgments are no longer fair, but they're leaning to benefit one person instead of strictly by the rule of law, right? They become unjust. Okay? And it makes an honest person very angry to see these kinds of things happening. Okay. And by the same token, one whose way is upright are detestable to these unjust people. Okay. They don't want the light shined on them because they know what they're doing is wrong. It's that simple. See, all of these things we could talk and keep talking until we get in trouble and then get banned. Okay, so. And I did have a video for the first time. I've got probably 2,000 videos online, and I got banned for the first time for saying something. At the very bottom, at like verse 27, I mentioned a name and said a word. Just a word. I didn't talk about it. I just said the word. And I got banned on YouTube, and they took it off, and I had to edited. You can see, I think it's July 22nd one was edited. I had to take things out of it and re-put it up there. So be careful what you say, because people just don't. The powers that be are like a lot of these people in here we're talking about, right? The wicked one does not understand these concerns. Mockers inflame his city. So, you have to stay tuned later today. We are still in Isaiah. Yesterday was, and if you missed the Through the Bible in a Year yesterday, that's the one you should listen to, because man, it was, what did Isaiah 53, probably my favorite chapter in all of the Old Testament. Okay, just amazing. It's talked all about Jesus and the resurrection, well, not the resurrection, the crucifixion and stuff. It was just, wow, it was amazing. Amazing to think that he had ever described it in such detail 700 years before it happened. It's just amazing. So, and today we'll be doing another 5 chapters in Isaiah in the 50s. And this is good stuff. This is all talking about the future now, okay? Isaiah prophesied about things that were going to happen in the future. And since it was about 25 or 26 or 2,700 years ago, a lot of stuff he's prophesied has happened, and a lot of stuff has yet to happen. So it's exciting stuff to read. Let's stay tuned for that. Give us a like if you think about it. But until later, we'll keep studying. See ya.